Thursday, June 30th, final day of June, and we're rounding it out with some very nice summertime weather today across the region as a whole, and that will feature sunshine, low levels of humidity, warm temperatures, but not really that hot, and much the same tomorrow. Enjoy that because we will see the heat and the humidity building back in here over the upcoming 4th of July weekend. Also, Tropical Storm Arlene making landfall right as I speak in Mexico. I'll show you that here in just a moment. But also, let me start us off here with a look from the Avalon Pier web camera. And that's the clouds you see there on the horizon. Those are the thunderstorms that are really well out to sea. Pretty nice shot there. That's a look at the radar. Those storms are a good bit off to the southeast of the Outer Banks, but still visible, of course. One of those neat nights where if you were along the coast, you could look out to sea and see those flashes of lightning well out to sea. Also overnight, a couple storms in York County. Nothing severe, but putting on a pretty good light show during the 2 and 3 a.m. hours this morning. But look how quiet it is over most of the eastern half of the country. Very dry air is taking hold. This is the water vapor imagery, and it is just very, very dry upper-level air in the eastern part of the country. And the result's going to be really a lot of rain-free conditions in a lot of real estate for the eastern half of the U.S. One of those fairly rare summer days where most locations won't see any of those pop-up afternoon storms. Watch warning advisory situation, all those peach-shaded counties, those are the heat warnings and heat advisories that cover a lot of places. And that's where you're really combining the heat and the humidity there with the Plain States. A lot of temperatures 75-degree plus right now, and there'll be a lot of 90s and even some 100s in much of the plains, while we in the Carolinas enjoy some very nice low humidity type of air. There's the upper air chart, big ridge from the plains back to the desert southwest, but troughing for the eastern seaboard. Now let's look what happens as we get into the weekend. We'll try to see some of that ridging build in, and the result is going to be here pretty hot Sunday. This is Sunday afternoon, and we'll see highs, a lot of mid to upper 90s, maybe even some triple digits around here by Sunday, also quite muggy by that point in time, but it doesn't look like the ridging is going to last too long. Here's Tuesday, and it does look like somewhat of a pattern change as we get toward the middle part of next week, maybe more unsettled weather and also the significant heat getting shoved out west. Notice that'll take hold over the Rockies. They'll have the heat that really builds later on next week. So here you go with the day-to-day charts here. This is off the GFS, and this is this afternoon. Maybe 1 or 2 showers or storms in the eastern parts of North Carolina down into South Carolina, but most spots dry with low humidity type of air. Same general idea tomorrow, maybe a degree or two warmer tomorrow, but still pretty low humidity. But then the heat and humidity really begin to build over the weekend. Saturday highs well up to the 90s across the Piedmont. Most spots still dry Saturday, but certainly by Sunday afternoon and evening, the chance of some afternoon storms returning. And then for the 4th of July, a lot of the modeling is still pretty incessant that by afternoon and evening, there'll be a pretty good coverage of scattered storms. So some of the fireworks displays across the region probably having to dodge some evening storms on Monday. Of course, a lot of folks doing the fireworks Saturday evening, and most folks should be okay for Saturday evening. And then as we get into the day, Tuesday, more of the same, some scattered thunderstorm opportunities. Finally, one last image for you here. This is Tropical Storm Arlene making landfall right about 5 o'clock this morning near Cabo Rojo, Mexico. And it was really getting its act together. I'm convinced that if this had 6 or 12 more hours over the waters, this would have become a hurricane. But it ran out of time, moving inland as a pretty high-end tropical storm with 65-mile-per-hour sustained winds. And again, the big problem with Arlene is going to be inland flooding and mudslide issues there for Mexico. Could be some 10-plus inch rain amounts, certainly. Okay, that is it for today. Thanks for watching. Have a great Thursday, and God bless.